Hi everybody, I'm Sia, and today I'm analyzing a replay of a friend of mine. He's the Beastmaster in this game. I was thinking where I should start with, and I just went through the whole replay very fast, and I think I'm gonna stick to the pre-game analysis and the laning stage, because I think past that it'll become just more complicated. But if you don't have the base fixed, it's just gonna be it doesn't matter if your mid game is good if you lose your lane, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so let's see.
It's in the bag!
Prepare for battle. Seconds to
Just walking, like the low ground to high ground, but I guess because they were two and the enemy didn't have enough cash to kill, it's fine. Oh, by the way, very important, at the very start of the game, the very first item you gotta pick up in this particular game versus a bristleback in your lane, it's gotta be magic stick from the side shop. Which brings me to actually talk about the pre-game. I forgot to talk about the pre-game before the laning stage. So the very important thing to think about in every game, the thing that the pros do think about and noobs like me think about less, and people in lower brackets than me in 2K, 3K, these people just don't, a lot of the times, I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of the times people don't think about this stuff. Like before the game starts, you gotta know your game plan. You gotta know what you are going to do, what you're gonna build, how the laning stage is gonna go, and who you're gonna avoid, who you're gonna try to kill, when the timings are, like all this stuff. It's gotta be figured out before the game starts. That's why like playing more games will give you more experience, and you will be able to think about this stuff more, like know the answer to this stuff more clearly. But generally you still wanna get the habit of at least trying to think about this stuff before the game starts. So here, for example, when there's a ranged enemy support in a lane and you have a clarity, when are you actually gonna use that clarity? Like, do you have the time in the lane to use the clarity? No. So then it's better to have a mango. And this is a very simple one. Now we go further, we think to ourselves, okay, this is my team and this is the enemy team. What's my lane gonna be? It seems like this is a weird lane, awkward and plus Beastmaster, but still, this is my lane, and who is the enemy gonna be? Like, you would probably think PA plus Lion, but for whatever reason bristleback is bottom and the PA is top. So the moment you see the bristle bottom, you think to yourself, I'm gonna get a magic stick as soon as I can. And in the quick buy, I can see that you didn't think about this. Okay, so you have to be thinking about this stuff before the game starts, so when you are in the game, you just actually just do it. You don't think about it in the game. Okay, yeah. And by the way, you can use your Q to clear these two creep CS, but you don't. Okay, let's talk more about the actual matchups and the pre-game thinking. Okay, so you would be like, okay, now that the bristle is in my lane, what am I gonna build? How am I gonna play this out? And what's my game plan in the laning stage? And what's my game plan in the later stages of the game? So basically, since you're against the bristleback, you aren't able to actually push the guy, and you aren't actually able to like, if he's not really bad, you wouldn't be able to kill the guy or threaten to kill him, and he can bully you out of the lane. So thinking about this, you gotta be thinking, okay, so what is my game plan for this? I'd say you get your 6, if possible, in the lane by last hitting the lane creeps and pressuring with your Q. Then maybe later on, when you have your W, you can rotate to jungle. But this is primarily what you want is to stay in this lane until you can't actually like play versus the bristleback in the lane statically, like without anyone trying to kill the other guy, like you two just standing in front of each other. Who can bully who? Bristle can bully you out of the lane, I'd say, when he gets 6. Before that, he's gonna be still stronger than you, but generally he can just bully out of the lane or like deal a shit ton of damage to you in the lane. So I'd say I will stay in the lane until I'm 6, and when I get 6, I buy a smoke, I go gank either of the other 2 lanes that there are enough allies that we could kill them with my ult. So I'd buy a smoke, I'd go probably for Wind Ranger, and yeah, I would kill the Wind Ranger. Then I'd push the mid lane with my teammate. If I see enemies rotating mid, then I just leave mid. But if I see nobody coming, I push mid until the Wind Ranger is back alive. Then I go back. I either go back to my lane until and farm it until my ult is back up, and then I again go gank with my ult. But ideally, as a Beastmaster, you don't want to show yourself on the map to be a threat. In this bracket, I mean, showing yourself or not showing yourself, people don't really notice this stuff, but generally you want to do the right thing, that when you go higher in your skills, you haven't gone higher because of that one thing, and then when you get to this higher MMR, you hit this wall because you're doing these stuff wrong. So you want to do the right thing. Beastmaster, the hero, wants to be missing because he is a threat. He's an initiator. He kills people with his ult, and a +2 teammates. So I'd say my game plan would be stay in the lane until I'm 6, get out of the lane, go gank some lane with my ult and the smoke, then go jungle, and then when my ult is back up, then go again kill a lane. Whenever you kill an enemy in a lane, see if you can push without getting punished. If you can, you go push that lane. If you can't, then you go to jungle. Like, jungle is for when you don't have anything else to do. Like, literally anything in this game that can be done that isn't jungle should be done before jungling. Like, jungling is the last option, and it's like either it's when you either jungle or you sit around AFK and do nothing. You instead go jungle, so it's more efficient. So when you don't have your ulti and you can't push and you can't threaten anyone and you can't stay in the lane, you go jungle. If you can't stay in the lane, stay in the lane. If you have your ulti, you go try kill somebody with a smoke or something. And then as my game plan again, when I'm getting closer to my Shadow Blade or Blink Dagger, I'd go farm and not try to gank or kill anybody, because that key item would allow me to do this thing, the killing, the ganking thing, way easier, and it'll surprise the enemy. So if I get a Shadow Blade and I go on top of the let's say Wind Ranger, and I attack and I ulti and I use my Q and I attack and she dies, it's way better than when I'm like 300 gold, 400 gold away from my Shadow Blade, and then I go ulti her, and if it fails, I just wasted my like 1 minute or 2 minutes of my time. So when you're close to an item, stop trying to make something happen and get that item first. Then the other parts of the game plan, I'd say in this bracket, since I'm not going to rely on my teammates to do well, and since the enemy has a bristleback and a PA, I'd get Silver Edge like as the first item right after Phase Boots. So let me see if there's anything else. Magic Wand, Phase Boots, and yeah, and Silver Edge. I'm thinking Medallion, but nah, just get the Silver Edge right after, and then get the what is it, Necromonian, Necrobook. Yeah, here. Then I buy the Necro free, and then I buy probably a BKB. Well, that's arguable based on the game, but that would be my item build planning, and then I would go for this tower first. I can't draw. Okay. I'm gonna take the bottom tier 1 first as a priority. Not that if I can't, I do it. If I can take the bottom tier 1, this is my number 1 priority. But whichever lane I go gank and we kill and we can take tower, I take the tower, and then I would ward here for myself. Then I would be hanging around this area, and then when I see the enemy do something else on the other sides of the map, I push this area in. If anybody TPs to defend, I see if I can kill them or not. If I can kill them, I kill them and take the tower, or if I kill them, somebody TPs, I again see if I can kill them, I kill them and take the tower. If I can't kill them, I walk back. So there's this mental process that I will be staying here. I will shove. If I can kill, I kill. If I can't kill, I go back. If nobody shows, I just take the tower. So effectively, you want to do this in this area of the map all the time, unless and not show yourself in the map, so you're a big threat, and have a ward here, so you would know if the enemy is coming or not. Then you can react accordingly. If you can kill the guy, you go kill the guy. If he threatens you, you just go back and farm in like this area of your side of the map. And you keep shoving and you keep shoving, and people are gonna show up, and sometimes it's the guy that you can kill and you kill, sometimes it's the guy that you can't kill, so and is a threat to your teammates, so you can effectively make him neutral by making him be staying in this lane that you shoved in, and not threatening your team or you. So you are effectively making your teammates do better because they're not feeding the guy who's a threat. So you see, all of this like goes in your head in milliseconds when the drafting phase and the pre-game phase is going on. So when you have all of this like in your head, now you can go into the game and you can say, okay, I'm against the Bristol, I'm doing a magic stick here. Then I go for the boots, and then according to the lane, I'd probably go face boots too. I don't like the triangle boots in this bracket. I think I'd go triangle boot in my own bracket, because in my skill level, I'm not really that better than the people in my skill bracket. So I wouldn't be like, if I go triangle boots, I'd be neutralizing my own solo threat, because I know I can actually like be a teammate more than like this solo player who wants to win the game. But since I'm in a bracket that other people don't do anything, then I'd rather go the face boots round. Okay. Finally, let's go to the laning stage. Okay, your camera positioning is terrible. You gotta be like, from this that you are in, it's gotta be like this, and you gotta and since the range creep is a very important creep, you gotta use your Q to get the last hit at least. Like you're hanging around there. Like, look, free last hit. This is like 60 gold. Let's see how good this is. Okay, it just nobody get blasted. See? Okay, you're scared for no reason. Like, there is no reason to be scared. You walk up here and that's it. Worst case, Lion stuns you, you get 2 or 3 Qs from Bristleback, and you go back up and you use a tango. Oh, wrong. What is this? Magic stick here. Magic stick. Side shop has magic stick. Never buy something from the side shop. Okay, never buy something from the base, and you can buy it on the side shop. This goes for starting items and the items in the laning stage. So you want to you don't want to start with a magic stick from the base with heroes that are in the safe lane and off lane, because you can buy them here. Or the same goes for Quelling Blade. You don't want to purchase. Oh my god. Okay. You don't want to purchase Quelling Blade from the base, because you can buy it here. Instead, you can buy like the stuff you bought, more regen. You can buy stat items that are available in the base. Yeah. And again, the clarity is not good here, because Bristleback has his W here, and the Lion is a ranged hero, so you can always cancel your clarity. And I would buy this stick the moment I go in the lane and I have the money. You didn't buy it, like it could have been like, look how many W's used. It could have been charged by like 5 or 6 by now. You are playing too scared for literally no reason. Like, there is no reason. This is wrong. Use your W. Sorry, these aren't like analysis stuff. These are mechanical stuff that, yeah, you don't need analysis for. Maybe I shouldn't. I just shouldn't say them. But it hurts my eyes to see somebody miss the mechanical skills and not have the problem, like the deep problems, the strategic problems, and instead it's like not use the spell to get the range blasted, or like not be in the right. I guess positioning is something that is more strategic, that you should be positioning yourself here, so when those creeps are dying you kill those, when this creep is dying you kill this one. But yeah, there are mechanical stuff that you should be working on. Backsliding, for example. Oh, when you're using the courier, look, you can see if people are using it. I just noticed that where is it? Okay, so the courier is getting used by the support here, and then you redirect it. Don't do this. Let the if there's courier is going somewhere and taking an item with it, and it's like a long way gone, like here, don't reuse. Let it give the item, then reuse. Like this is actually very important. It is game losing for actually, especially for mid laners to not have the courier. For example, this guy should have like the clarities and the regen he needs. He didn't buy regen probably, but he needs the regen and he needs clarities, like more than you need that wand. You could have bought the stick here and then not use the courier at all until Zeus got his thing, and then you use the courier and you got like the extra parts of the wand, and you don't actually need the extra parts of the wand that much. You already have good stats, you have the regen you want, you have like 6 tangos and you're low on HP, so you should be using one right now. And yeah, you shouldn't be using the courier for stuff that don't really matter. Like the extra parts of the wand are okay to bring with the courier when you're when you're buying something else too, like maybe a clarity too, maybe another item from the base too, and then you just take the extra parts of the wand and make your stick a wand. Like using this and not letting the Zeus have the item is like actually so bad for the mid laner. Okay, so let's go back to the player perspective. You definitely should cancel his clarity. Good thing, actually, you are. I noticed this, and I'm gonna mention it. This is a very matchup and experience based thing, but it's also an analytical thinking process. So you're standing here, and you have not used this Q. At least I didn't see you using this Q for harassing or lassering, and this guy is clarity up, and you're not using this Q here, and this is like playing very passively. I'm seeing you playing very passively, and this is not what you want to do. What you want to do is you ask yourself, like, analytical thinking, what is the most aggressive move I can make that doesn't punish me? So sometimes, and again, as you experience more games and you watch more games, you can know the right answer more, but you shouldn't be playing this much passive, just because you might be scared that what might happen. Just go right click this dude and be like, fuck this, go attack this dude, and then hit this creeps damage, and this lion stuns you and you die, and you realize that you shouldn't have made that move. Like, look at this guy, he hasn't skilled his E, he's clearing up, and you had these tangos, you didn't use them when you got low, and this lion was always at this much HP. If you used your Q on him, he would have been even less. And this guy is using clarity, he doesn't have mana, so he can't be aggressive, and you're staying here playing like a pussy. Like, don't do this to yourself. You being passive here, it costs you your life. Like, that's so simple. Like, if you were more aggressive, this guy would have been this much HP. If you used your tango, you would have been this much HP, not this much. And then this bristleback, if you canceled the clarity, he wouldn't have had the mana, even though he had the mango and he used it. You wouldn't have you wouldn't have been this low, and you would have made him use that mango and do nothing with it. Like, just use it for like some extra, like 4 or less, like 3 extra W's. Instead, you died. Now they got more gold. Now you got less gold, and now you're here. And oh, by the way, as a Beastmaster thing, and not just Beastmaster thing, it's a general thing, but in Beastmaster's case, like this applies in this way. You don't as the in any lane, you don't if your hero has this ability that pushes the lane, you normally don't want to scale that, put a skill point in that until you intentionally want to push the lane. So for example, you see Sven's not leveling anything up after like level 2 when they got the, or maybe even level 1 when they got the stun, or maybe after level 2 when they got 1 point in stun and 1 point in the Warcry. You might see it in Luna's, not might, if you look at the pro Luna's, high MMR Luna's, after level 3 they don't skill anything because they're saving it for the W. And you can see for Beastmaster it applies with your E. You don't want to push the lanes at 2 minutes, especially as offlaners. Offlaners want the lane be pushed in their side of the map so they could like farm. But by doing this, you are effectively pushing the lane, making it harder for yourself to farm, and making yourself at threat of dying. You're putting yourself at the threat of dying because you're here farming, because you pushed the lane from here. Okay, so don't skill anything for level. Sometimes you might want to skill this one because, for example, you're against the hero that can't deal with the boar. But if you want to skill this one, just don't skill it. Just hold on to the point and max out this. Whenever you want to jungle or push or do something that like you don't want to keep the lane static anymore, or not have it pushing to the enemy, then you can like skill this one and like push or jungle maybe or whatever. So yeah. So these guys definitely suck because they're giving you free. Why are you AFK? Not AFK. Okay, these guys suck because they're just giving you free XP and gold by shoving the lane into you at 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, if I was here, this head start would have been so good for me that I would have gotten all the last hits against like this Arc Warden with my superior last hit and superior damage. I would harass these guys. Look at this shit. He has level 2 mana drain. Jesus. Okay. I would have out CS'd. I would have denied waves and creeps. I would have used my Q way more and made these guys be lower on HP. And if I have this much regen, I would be aggressive and use the regen to heal back up by like eating some bristleback W's or stuff like that. For example, here you want to check his mana. You look at the lion. He has nothing. I would actually have my boots by now, and I would like run at this guy, and this guy, he has 3, let's see, you have 310, these boots it would be 360, this guy with boots 343, so this guy should be dead. He might still. Oh my god. Okay, this is actually really like what. This is probably you not recognizing your hero's potential. This is why spamming heroes and one hero is really good, because you would know that this cube has a shit ton of range and this dude is fucking dead and you didn't like chase him like for no reason. Like look, like that guy. Like this is actually so bad. He's dead. He just revealed himself. Just use this. See? This is hero knowing your hero potential, like not getting the last hit here. Staying back. Zero reason to stay back. Like, that guy, you run at him with your boots. And okay, you have this problem, dude. Use the side chop, please. Use the side chop. This is not right. Like this has a problem. You're an offlaner, and offlaner is the third most important hero to use the courier. If you buy things that can be bought like literally 2 steps next to you, and the mid laner has to be at this HP and has to run back to base because the courier is in use. I mean, let's assume that the mid laner actually is like competitive and this situation arises. But generally, if you wanna say the mid laner like is not going back to base and is sending himself a salve, like this guy is sending himself a salve and to clarities and the raindrop maybe. But when you do this, put some speed at base. First of all, you're effectively all this time that it is going to bring the boots from base to here. You are having the low speed, and for example, if you had the speed, you could have ran to this guy and killed him, walked up to this guy and killed him, but you don't have the ability now, or any type of thing that needs the move speed. You are effectively this long making it worse for yourself. That guy, kill him. See, like, this could have happened like 1 minute, 2 minutes ago. See, this should have happened like minutes ago. Way too late for this. Like, use this on the guy.
Time is money.
Middle tower is under attack.
You get the room.
Balance.
Use your tangos. Always be at top range. Like, when you use tangos, like, I don't want to talk about using tangos, but look, the death you had, the one death you had, was because you didn't use tangos and you were exactly like around here instead of having this much HP. If you have used the tango, you would have been this much HP, and if they went on you, you could have turned it around. Spelling the inner beast. If you don't want to push, you're staying too back, playing too passively. It's fine if you go play aggressively and you die, you learn that you can't play aggressively, but if you stay back there, you're not gonna learn shit. So just like this guy should be dead, shouldn't be allowed to walk here, but you staying there when there's 0 enemies, 0 threats. Even if Lion and Bristleback are here, you aren't dying, you have a TP. Like if Lion stuns you, you can just TP away. Or, well, I guess he's level 4 and you don't know that he skills like this. But still, you should walk here. If they kill you, you learn a lesson. But if you stay here when nobody's showing, like, your actual player perspective, how could be dire? Okay. You don't see anybody and you stay back there, like there's little reason. Sometimes you gotta stay back there because there are kill threats. There's 0 kill threats. And please get the free last hit. Like if you're at 4, get the last hit. Maybe you should do the
Radiant structures. Radiant bottom tower is under attack.
I believe. do this all the time. Nice, you see, you did it twice. This shit happened. Where is it? Fuck this thing. Okay. Look at this shit. 2 times. And this is happening. What if you were using this all the time? Like look, you see the line is actually attacking. Like this dude should eat the stick. Okay, you see, you did it, but you did it late. You're like doing it, but minutes later. Like look, oh my god, dude! At 8:30, the maximum last hits is Lord Petrovsky, 31 last hits, 99. In this lane, you could have had like, honestly, you could have had at 8:30 like 40, 50 last hits and maybe 20, 30 denies. With this like 85, you have 85 damage. This bristleback has 55. This guy has 63. Lion has 62. And you have 85. You could have denied everything and last hit everything. But you played too passively, you played like a pussy, and this
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kills. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is fine. I pressure like I do it.
This should make sense.
Again, I would have not. Okay, you have the stick. I would have like dived this guy. I mean, he has stun, so no, I would not dive. These guys like get out of tower range, or if they're in tower range, but you still can like this very exact moment. This dude should be roared because he has the stun, and dead.
Time is money.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now you go here, take the tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, I'll argue this way. I would say doing this like Q. If you took the tower last time, there was no tower here. So
Radiant
and
structures
you,
are
as I
fortified.
said, like in the pre-game plan, if you warded here, you would have known there's a, like look, what the fuck? One board here, and one board here. The fuck is this? Like, why would you need vision here, for example? If the Wind Ranger is coming, if she's already here, it's already too late. You want the board to be here, this area, so when a Wind Ranger is coming, either from this, may put the board here. If she comes from here, you can see. If she comes from here, you can see. And if she TPs, sure, you can't see, but like you got the 2 most probable places covered. And if you keep like pressuring these guys, they are low. Last time you killed them, you took the tower. Now the wave is here. You have the vision there. You're shoving the wave here. You go take this jungle camp. You go take this jungle camp. You go back to the lane. use your Q, kill the wave. Next wave spawn. Next jungle spawns. Take this, go back to lane. Take this, go back to lane. Keep, and then when you have like ulti, as I said, like the smoke, you can go kill like the Wind Ranger here. If you see like Zeus being there, you tell your Zeus, I'm coming to kill the guy. And if you see like the Zeus is level 6 at like 14 minutes, you're like, fuck that guy. Okay, Midas Bane, let's kill the guy together. And you see he has a soul link. Okay, he has ulti. Okay, this guy is very dead. Like if you actually like went on that guy and you had your ult, that's where you go. Oh, okay, since the laning stage just ended, and I think we mentioned a lot of stuff, I think this is where you gotta focus on. I'm gonna wrap it up by saying all the stuff I just talked about in some type of order, so you can like do this for yourself and not just have heard these words about this game. From now on, just choose one hero, master the mechanics, like know what heroes in the way the hero is played in the lane and the game by watching that one hero, a high MMR spammer of that hero, and if you want to, like the pros who play that hero, just follow that hero's path, like look how he's played, look against each matchup, the way like the high MMR player approaches it, the items they build, like all this stuff, and then apply it in your own games, and then play more aggressive. That was number one. Choosing one hero and like learning the heroes ins and outs, the mechanics, and the general play style by looking at the pros games and the high MMR spammers games. Next, second part, okay, be aggressive with that hero. Like after learning the hero by watching pros do it, start becoming more aggressive. As you saw the pro be aggressive, you are going to get punished a lot of the times, but tell yourself it's okay because you're learning. If you just stay back like you did in this game, you're not gonna learn shit, because you maybe you could have killed that guy, and because you stayed back, he didn't kill you, you didn't kill him. It seemed okay because you were scared and you didn't die because you were playing careful. But what if you could have crushed this lane way more than you did right now, and this could have been like a very, very advantageous lane for you. Okay, third thing is, with that hero that you chose, please just learn last hitting. Like last hits really matter. You shouldn't be when in the laning stage, especially in the laning stage, then there's a last hit. You gotta, like, this is your number one priority in the game, to get a last hit, if possible. The if possible is actually very important, because sometimes you can't walk to a last hit without dying, or getting shit on, like getting half your health down. Just give up that last hit. But with Beastmaster, you have your Q. You can even get the last hits that are far away and you can't walk to them. Yeah. Practice the last hitting. This is what I wanted to say. Practice the last hitting by doing the cookies, last hitting challenges. I can put the description of the challenges in the description of the YouTube video. You can check them out. And was there anything else? The most important part was the pre-game plan. Every game you go in, before you start like thinking about, before you go in the laning stage, you start thinking about the game plan exactly the way I did. If you need to, which I recommend you to, go back and like just listen my thought process about this game before it starts. Like I still suck at this with a lot of the heroes, like not knowing what the right thing to do is, especially when you're in the game. Like when you're in the game, you have like the atmosphere of the game messing up with your head, and you're not like as free as watching a replay and just freely thinking about this. You're in the game. So I'd recommend you watch replays and do this on replays, and then like manifest it into your games. Think about the pre-game plan. What should the what should I do with this hero based on the hero itself and like the other 9 heroes in the game. And the best practice for this is watching a pro player do this with the hero that you're studying, then predicting what he's gonna do in the next 30 seconds and in the whole like game, macro game. Like you say he's gonna do this until he's level 6, and then he's gonna do this until the laning stage is over, and then he's gonna rotate to that part of the map and like until he gets that item. He's gonna play aggressively after that item. Like this thought process should be should predict this, and you should watch the game and see if the guy does this. If he does, it means that you know the right thinking process. If he doesn't do it, you ask yourself why. If you can't find the answer to the why, you ask others why. But a lot of the times you can't find the why. Like you look at the matchups. It's mostly about the matchups. If the thing that you predicted is not just what you think but what you saw last times you were watching that the guy did it, and this time he didn't, it's probably about the matchups or the game scenario. So you think about this more, and you probably will get to an answer. So you keep doing this and you keep doing this and you keep doing this. The better your game plan becomes, the better choices you will make, and the more games you will win, and like the more enemy mistakes you will abuse and all this shit. So good luck with, oh my god, the Meat Zeus has 10 last hits. So imagine if in the game that in 40 minutes the maximum last hits is 46. You had like 100 by now, because you were getting this, like this type of rotation, and you took the tower and you killed these guys a bunch, and you last hit everything and denied everything, and you're higher level. Like the game wouldn't have gotten to the point that anybody would do anything, and you got in like the phase boots and you got the shadow blade into the Necro 3, so you were like don't put your TP in the backpack, because the cooldown will increase, the cooldown reduction will increase by like 2 times, like 2 or 3 times, I don't know. It'll be, if it takes 90 seconds to recharge, it will become 180, not 90. So keep there, like put them instead of your tangos here. And yeah, the focus on these 4 things I just talked about. And good luck, mate. I hope you win more games, and I hope this helped. If you have like any questions, or anybody watching, if you have any questions about this game, if you have like any type of scenario you want me to talk about, make sure to comment here. And you can also ask me to analyze your replays. I put this in my Discord channel, archive of replay analysis IDs, and I just analyze as many replays as I can, as I have the time. So yeah, put your if you have a replay you want me to analyze, put them in the comments below, and I will make sure to analyze those replays for you. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch and like see more replay analyses, please subscribe, and if you like the video, like the video. And yeah, that's it. See ya, signing off. Good luck in your games, guys. So bye.